Welcome in, everybody. Ready to dive into the world of Samay Raina.
Oh, absolutely. One of India's top comedians, right?
Definitely. And we're going to try to figure out just what makes him so successful.
Yeah, the Playbook put out a documentary that really lays it all out.
It does. And you know what I think is really cool?
What's that?
We're not just talking about the funny stuff. We're getting into, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh, totally. The strategies, the choices, the things that got him where he is.
Right. And the documentary even gives us a peek into his personal life and how he came up with India's Got Latent.
Some really interesting stuff.
For sure. Okay, so he's this huge comedy star now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the documentary goes back to 2017, his first stand-up gig.
Oh, yeah. Talk about humble beginnings. Only 12 people in the audience.
Oh, people.
And get this, 10 of them were his friends.
Wow, really puts things in perspective.
It does. And then you look at India's Got Latent, it's amazing.
Tell me about it.
So it's kind of like Kill Tony in the U.S., right?
Yeah, I could see that.
But Samay's show actually gets way more views.
Huh. That's interesting. Why do you think that is? What's different?
Well, the documentary talks to this guy, Anand. He breaks down the show's success.
Okay, what do you say?
A few things. One is the spontaneity. Kill Tony has a lot of prepared stuff, right?
Yeah.
But Samay, he's all about improvisation, keeps people on the edge of their seats.
Like you never know what's going to happen next.
Exactly. Another big thing is he brings on all these talented, up-and-coming comedians.
So it's not just the Samay show.
No, it's like he's building this whole community within Indian comedy.
Smart move, entertaining, and networking all at the same time.
Definitely. Something that stood out to me in the documentary was the difference between Samay's personality on camera versus off camera.
I noticed that too. On camera, he's really pushing the limits with the humor.
Right. Almost feels a little abrasive sometimes.
Yeah, but then off camera, he's supposed to be super humble, down to earth.
This kind of contradiction, I find it really fascinating.
Me too. Like, do you think it makes him more appealing to the audience?
I think so. It makes him more relatable, more human. Like, he doesn't hide his flaws.
True. Makes that quote from the documentary even more powerful.
Which one?
The one that goes, "For many of his fans, Samay's success feels like a personal victory."
Absolutely. Classic underdog story, right? Starts small, overcomes challenges, and makes it big.
It's inspiring. It's not just about the laughs. It's about chasing your dreams.
Definitely. It makes you think what resonates with you about his story.
Exactly. Why do people feel so connected to him? We want to hear your thoughts. Head over to our YouTube and Facebook pages. Let us know in the comments.
We should also talk about all the interesting discussions the documentary sparked online.
Oh, yeah. What were people saying?
One thing that really stuck with me was this comment about how Samay is always experimenting, always evolving.
He's not afraid to try new things, work with different people, push himself creatively.
Totally. Great lesson for anyone, no matter what you do.
So true. What else did you see?
Another insightful comment talked about how Samay taps into Indian psychology.
Meaning?
He understands the stresses of everyday life in India and uses his humor to give people a break.
Ah, so it's like shared experience, finding humor in the absurdity of it all.
Exactly. And even though he has that playful bullying persona on the show, people also see that he genuinely cares about the people around him.
So it's a mix of humor, being spontaneous, and making genuine connections.
Right. That's what sets him apart.
It's a powerful combo. No wonder people are drawn to him.
Absolutely. It shows he's authentic, he's talented, and he cares about building a community.
All really important things. All these comments really highlight how talented he is. And it's not just comedy. He's a skilled chess player, too.
Makes you wonder, right?
How does that chess mastery play into his success as a comedian?
A great question. We got to talk about his chess background more. Might give us some clues.
Definitely. But first, let's hear from you. What are your initial thoughts on how chess might connect to his comedy? Drop your insights and predictions in the comments on YouTube and Facebook. We're curious to hear what you think.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How his strategic mind from chess might, affect his comedy.
Yeah, like, is he always thinking a few steps ahead? Reading the audience, planning his next joke?
Could be. Like the chessboard and a room full of people both need that sense of control,
Interesting way to put it. And it makes me think, Samay's like any comedian. He's a product of his environment.
For sure, born and raised in Jammu, India, later moved to Delhi, all those experiences must have shaped his humor.
So it's not just raw talent, it's the culture, the little things about Indian society that he brings into his act.
Absolutely. He's tapping into a shared understanding, That's why it resonates so well with his audience.
Goes back to that authenticity we were talking about. It's not just jokes. It's a perspective people connect with.
And remember, it was an instant success. He started small, built his following over time.
The classic overnight success takes years story.
Exactly. And even now, he keeps pushing himself, experimenting, never gets complacent.
We see that with all the platforms he's on, YouTube, Twitch, even traditional stand-up, always adapting.
Gotta stay current, especially with how media is always changing. He's not afraid to learn and grow.
That's key. Okay, so bigger picture. What can we learn from Samay's journey? What are the takeaways here?
Well, first and foremost, be yourself. Embrace your unique voice, experiences, all that.
Don't try to be someone else. Let that genuine personality shine through, just like Samay.
Right. And of course, hard work, persistence, success rarely just falls into your lap.
You got to be dedicated, bounce back from setbacks, always trying to improve.
And don't forget community. Surround yourself with good people, collaborate, build a network.
Support each other, learn from each other, create something bigger together.
So yeah, those are some key takeaways. Authenticity, hard work, community, powerful stuff.
Powerful indeed. It shows that anyone can achieve great things if they set their mind to it, you know?
Absolutely. Now, as we go deeper into Samay's story, there's this one element that often gets overlooked.
You mean like besides the comedy?
Yeah, it's a big part of who he is, though.
His chess mastery.
Exactly. It's not just a hobby, it's a passion, something that's helped him develop his strategic thinking.
And I think it's super interesting to look at how that might connect to his comedic approach.
Right. Does understanding chess strategy translate to timing in comedy, reading the audience, writing those killer jokes?
So many questions.
I think by looking at this side of him, we can really understand him better, the man behind the laughs.
Let's do it. Dive into the world of Samay Raina, the chess player. But first, we want to hear from you. What do you think? How might chess play into his success? Hit us up in the comments on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get this conversation going. All right, back to Samay Raina. We've covered a lot of ground, his journey in comedy, his style, how he connects with people.
Right, but now it's time to dig into something pretty unique, the connection between his comedy and his chess skills.
Yeah, two passions you don't often see together.
No, definitely not. But when you think about the kind of brain power both require, you start to see some similarities.
Totally. So how does someone trained in chess strategy bring that to the world of humor?
Well, chess is all about strategy, right? Anticipating your opponent, adapting, calculating risks.
Right.
Those skills could totally apply to writing jokes, reading the audience, keeping them hooked.
So it's not just about being funny. It's about understanding how humor works, the timing, the whole package.
Absolutely. And maybe, just maybe, his chess background gives him an edge there.
How so?
Think about it. In chess, you're always thinking several moves ahead, planning your strategy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he does the same with comedy, anticipating how the audience will react, crafting jokes for maximum impact.
Like he's playing a mental chess game with the audience.
Yeah.
Leading them down a path of laughter.
Exactly. And it's not just the strategy. Chess takes focus, discipline, staying calm under pressure.
Which you need in stand-up too, right? Thinking on your feet, handling the unexpected.
For sure. So his chess training could be helping him with his stage presence, his improv skills.
Interesting. Anything else?
Well, chess is also a solitary game. Lots of time spent thinking, reflecting.
Right.
And that could explain why Samay is so good at observing people, finding the humor in everyday things.
Like he uses that chess time to not only strategize, but to, like, study human nature.
And understanding people, that's at the core of all great comedy.
So maybe his chess playing is boosting his comedic genius in ways we haven't even thought of.
It shows you sometimes our passions, even if they seem totally different, can actually feed each other.
Definitely. Samay's story proves that pursue your passions, let them inspire each other.
It makes you wonder, what other hidden connections are there between our own interests and talents? How can we use those to reach our full potential?
Big questions. And that wraps up our deep dive into the world of Samay Raina. Hope you enjoyed it.
We'd love to keep this conversation going. Head over to our YouTube and Facebook pages.
Tell us what you think. What surprised you about Samay's story? What did you learn?
Thanks for joining us. Catch you next time for another fascinating look at the people and ideas shaping our world.